I know what you're thinking. Why isn't he saying it? Because I only say it whenever we watch an episode of He-Man. And I don't know what this was. I don't know who made this. And I don't know why it was made. But this was not He-Man. And so it will not get a Power of Jayskull. It will not get that. It does not deserve it.
Fair enough, Jason. I agree with you.
This is the kind of episode that Battle Cat would bury in a big sandbox.
Oh my, Jason. Oh my. I'm trying. I sent you a message. I'm trying real hard, real hard to like this series.
My message to you was, oh God, I have to watch this episode again because I forgot it. I forgot every bit of it.
I think what you said in your opening there too is so accurate. What is this? This is, I don't even think this is He-Man. This is such a shadow and such a creatively different approach to it that it's hard to look past it and think that it is He-Man. I'm sure there are people out there really angry for me saying that, but it just doesn't work for me, this show.
I don't even have a problem with different interpretations of He-Man, and I've gone on record to say I kind of like Skeletor's personality in these episodes that we've watched. Yeah. He's got an awful design, but his personality is fun. He's getting worse with every episode too. I don't know what it is, but he's getting worse.
I just think they've diminished Skeletor in this series.
They have, but I kind of like the weird business casual Skeletor that they've come up with.
He is far more of a worm tongue schemer,
than
really, the prince of whatever.
I love this bit. It's like, hey, what are you doing down there? I can see everything from up here, and you can't do anything about it.
Question: why does he even have to be Adam in this series? Why does he even have to be Adam?
No reason to be. None.
He arrived as He-Man, right?
Yeah.
So what's with the costume?
I don't know. There's just so much in this episode. So basically, this is the last episode of the 5-episode premiere, and it's called The Ultimate Challenge. And basically, Skeletor challenges He-Man to a final showdown, 1-on-1. He-Man accepts and goes off, and then the mutants. I don't even remember their names. It's like Flog or something. They come down to attack the city, and look at how generic these designs are. They're just so generic.
That gives me Ninja Turtles vibe. The pilots give me like G.I. Joe vibe. They've then feel like they've taken from some of the great animated, like Asian animated films, series of the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is it? Battleby? No, not Battleby on the Stars. What's the one I'm thinking of? With the Falcon helmets. The show with the
Robotech?
Yeah, Robotech. Give me a little bit of Robot with the character designs and stuff. But it's horribly animated too. Have you noticed this about this show? How much of a downgrade the animation is from the Filmation series?
And it's funny because the first few episodes I was like, wow, the animation is actually pretty good. But now it's like the animation is terrible now. And it gets really worse. They have a moral lesson at the end of this episode, which we will get into later. But I was watching it thinking, why does this look weird? And then I realized that, like, literally part of the guy's face who's talking disappears. Like, his frown lines disappear, and suddenly he's 50 years younger. It's just like, who did this? Who did? Yeah, it's awful. It was cheaply made. It was. I get the vibe from this show that this is a television series made in another country and dubbed into English, but not very well. Yeah. That's almost what I get.
I agree with that. I feel like it's another country's interpretation of what the character should be. Mind you, that last photo, that's how they beat the bad guys. They throw rocks at them.
Yeah, he literally just stands there and says, the power of magic, and he becomes like an earthbender.
Magic.
Yeah, the power of magic and the way of good.
Do you think at any time, He-Man's thinking, I've been here for a while, really should be trying to get back home. You have people at home who would be pretty concerned about your disappearance.
Yeah, but
you're here to save this planet, but you don't care about Eternia. who's constantly under siege.
He-Man, everything's on fire. Hordak is here. The king and queen are dead. Orko is missing. We need you. Where are you? I am in a spaceship.
And he's not even, I got to say, man, I don't even like the interpretation of when He-Man speaks. I know I'm in love with a certain voice. However, it's the way that voice was used. It was the kind of way He-Man, he just comes off as some young punk. I like, he don't know nothing.
I know He-Man was not the most deepest character, but John Irwin infused He-Man with this otherworldly wisdom about him and a kindness.
A moral
Whoever this new voice actor is infuses none of that into He-Man. It almost feels like he just walked into the studio, picked up the script for the first time, said the words in his regular voice, and then left, thinking, well, that's $20 for me today. I'm going to go buy some crack.
I reckon the voice artists have seen the quality and animation and going, okay, well, that's the bar we're hitting here. Yeah. I'm not even going to try.
Yeah. I hope you noticed the toy made an appearance here. This was
toy did.
Starship Eternia, or as I like to call it, the Y-wing fighter from Star Wars.
Why is it called Starship Eternia? Why is that reference involved? That ship existed before He-Man arrived, correct?
I know.
Or not?
So it's so stupid.
It's just like, if you're going to add subtle connective tissue, respect the lore that's been built.
Because there's no respect for lore in this show.
This isn't a reboot. This is a sequel series. And that's what's most offensive about it. It's one thing if it's a reboot and you're doing your own new version and there's no reference to anything. But we're made to believe that he came out of the Filmation shoes, landed on this planet, and now that's the same He-Man.
Yeah. There's no respect for the previous iteration of He-Man. We saw that whenever on Eternia, He-Man looked like this and the Sorceress looked like this. They don't even use the same character designs, which I'm sure there was a rights issue. But you know what? Be creative at least, or don't use the characters at all, or just say this is a completely different take on He-Man, because we've seen completely different takes on He-Man. The Netflix He-Man series, for example, it just took the concept and went in a completely different direction with it, and it was
highly enjoyable. It was highly enjoyable. Yeah, absolutely.
This one does not spark joy. It is just, it's terrible. At every turn, it is terrible. I also have to show off these character designs for the good guys, because Jesus Christ. Look at what that man has on his head. He looks like Princess Leia.
That thing looks like it could cause him more damage than protect his head.
Yeah, he looks like Princess Leia headbutted a TIE fighter. That's what he looks like. And honestly, what is that thing going across his nose? Is that to protect his face?
I don't know. He's just, he's still worried about COVID, I think. So.
I guess so. It's just very, very bad. It's bad all the way around. Incidentally, I kind of did chuckle at the fact that they brought the old guy out and was like, hey, we're going to take over your planet. You have to sign for it. Yeah. You have to sign this treaty so we can take over your planet. Treaties.
Why?
Classic Skeletor wouldn't have done that. You would have handed classic Skeletor a treaty, and he would have zapped it with his hand, going, "Get that thing out of my face, you muscle-bound buffoon!"
Why on earth does Skeletor smile so much? I like that character design. You put up that pic, okay, he's not smiling there, but
is he not? He looks like he is.
He kind of. It's just such a bad design. And you know what bothers me the most that happened in this episode? His retinas blink. He doesn't blink, but his retinas blink. What is that? And to me, it's such a bad design, because I like that thing would have been ultimate if you just took out his eyeballs.
Yeah, it would have been fine. Just like two black
I would have
accepted where his eyes were.
Well, that's the Skeletor I know.
Yeah, and okay, so he's wearing a completely different costume. You know what? Entertain the folks for just a second. I will be right back.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. No, it is honestly, one of the worst designs. When I look at this, and it's almost like, let's design this so it'll be easy to make the mold for the action figure. So let's create the most simplistic face we possibly can so we can pump out toys to the people who never bought them.
Yep, that's whatever you just said, all right. Anyway, did you know Masterverse came out with a version of the Skeletor? And he looks so much better.
Oh yeah, he does. He
Like to the point where I was like, "Hey, I actually want that Skeletor."
See the face. It's all around the face design, right? There's no eyeballs.
There's no eyeballs. It's basically like classic Skeletor's face on the new Skeletor's body.
That's a much better design.
Yeah, it looks fantastic, and I love it. That's why I say I hate the series, but I was like, I've got to have the Skeletor. He looks awesome.
I wonder what the OG, because I was ranting about how I think they designed Skeletor in line with how easy will this be to mass produce for the molds.
Oh yeah.
So dumb.
Yeah. We've got a bunch of gray plastic. Yeah, we're gonna go with gray.
Yeah. I wonder what the original release of the action figure Skeletor looked like. I haven't actually seen it. I should look it up. But yeah, like it's like honestly, dude, I know we're gonna go through this series, but like episode 5, I would have checked out even as a kid. And there are 60 more of these things they made. 65 episodes in total. Like, wow.
Why?
But you know what? I am a sadist enough to go, well, I just don't put my toe in the... I do a big bomb. I do a running jump into this pond. And I think we kind of got to continue in this madness. But, oh, by the way, am I the only one who thought, hey, this is coming off racist? The scientists?
Oh, the comic relief?
The scientists who all have big, large, crooked noses and have a certain type of accent. It's just like, that feels racist against Jewish people. This
just a smidge. Yeah.
Just does. Oh, but
well, I mean, this is also this. This is the same series who introduced a bad guy called Karate. And whenever he spoke, it was, He-Man, I'm going to hit you in the face. And it was just like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You did not.
But the scientists I hate because it's like,
so
they're scientists dressed as wizards. Is that your way of, well, it's part science and it's part magic? No, that's just laziness.
Yeah, that's just, you don't want to explain the science. So you just say
magic, you know? Yeah, honestly. You know what? I don't even like the sword, dude.
The sword's ugly.
Like the sword.
It's
basic.
Ugly. Yeah.
It's a basic BITCH. That's what it is. Of swords, it's a basic thing.
It's an easy to produce shape or toys. That's what it is. If you thought He-Man and the Masters of the Universe was shameless in the way it was promoting itself as a toy line, oh my God, this show is even worse. Speaking of worse, I have to show. We don't do this very often, but I have a clip that I have to play.
Okay. Cool.
Every episode of He-Man ends with a moral lesson, and in this case, the moral lesson was always presented in somewhat of an organic way, even if it didn't quite mesh. It was always attempted. This is awful because not only is it a bad PSA, but the voice actors are bad. The animation is bad. This is where his old age lines disappear, like halfway through the scene, like right in front of your eyes.
Okay.
And it sounds like that they recorded this in a bathroom. So let's
check it out.
We're very lucky to be living here on Primus.
I agree. But what made you say that?
I was reading about the old times when there were problems with health, like heart attacks.
Yes, I do remember studying that. And you know what the answer is?
What?
That everyone, even kids, should get in touch with their local Red Cross to learn CPR. There's even a college program.
I know I would take that class. Why don't you? Call your local Red Cross.
What? That is like, it is literally, I thought it was a cutaway moment, but then I watched it again. It's in the middle of in the shot, these lines disappear.
The lines disappear.
And they didn't even go away from it. No. They kept it in there.
Well, obviously, classic Skeletor was not a part of that. That's something I threw in there because despite the fact that we just went through great pain, it is also a day of great celebration because the day we're recording this is April the 24th, 2025, and I want to wish the great Alan Oppenheimer
Oh,
a
yes.
happy 95th birthday.
What a rock
Mr.
star.
Oppenheimer, I hope that you are still haunting this earth years after my bones have turned to dust.
What a great
So
what a
you
great
are
shot
awesome.
that is.
We love you. And I did not know that he was Falcor also. That makes me very
No,
happy.
that has just like the guy was already high in the stocks anyway, but his stocks have just shot through the roof for being Falcor.
Yes.
Look at that Mighty Mouse as well. I didn't know about Mighty Mouse.
No, I didn't know about Mighty Mouse either, but you know what? I can totally hear it now. So,
that's
Mr. Oppenheimer, happy birthday, many more in the future, and thank you.
Thank you. Absolutely. What a legend. That's fantastic. Oh, that's cool. Well, at least you brought some positivity out of this this
That's
episode
what
of
I do,
Power of
my
Jayskull.
friend. That's what I do.
But we will be circling back to this at some point. It ain't going to be over for us. But
no, we're gonna take a break from the New Adventures of He-Man to get the vomit contained for a little while, and when we come back on our next episode that will air sometime around June 13th, we're going to be taking a look back at the 2002 revival of He-Man, and we're going to be going to an episode called Lessons. What is it about?
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't remember.
Is my boy in it?
Orko? I bet he is.
No. My boy, Stratos. The greatest Stratos ever made.
Stratos.
Yeah.
Sean Connery Stratos is one of the best things about the 2002 reboot. Because they take Stratos and they turn him into Sean Connery for absolutely no reason.
Travis, I will go and see that film 5 times in a row if you put a Scottish, well, A, that we have Stratos in the movie, and B, he's Scottish. You do that, I don't care how bad the rest of the film is. I will love you forever.
Don't make the film bad. Don't listen to him. This film better be spectacular.
I don't think he's
Jared Leto better not F it up.
I don't think he can. He's so method. He's already torn the skin off his face. And
Good. I hope it stung.
Imagine it comes on set. So he goes, well, I'm method, so I don't have skin or lips. So it basically talks like the aliens from Mars Attacks. Like,
I can't say Anadars anymore. I can say Orko. Oh, Merman. I think he says merman. Merman.
Hey, we haven't heard about that, have we? Too. I'm sure that news is going to start popping down. Who's Merman? Where's Merman?
Again, if a character does not show up in this movie, I'm going to be very shocked because
I am too. I think
they're pulling out all the stops.
Yeah, I think they're throwing everything out at. Yeah. But it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if the film is a hit and then you've got characters to still be revealed. Like I could see a Too Bad coming in the sequel. I go like that because that's how his figure is. Too Bad. Arms are on the shoulder. Yeah. Yeah, but there you go. But I was even stunned when the news came out about Spycore. My jaw dropped. That was the thing where I'm going. To me, that was the name where I went, oh, well, they're just going for it at this point.
Yeah, Spycore, Fisto really surprised me because he was one of the first ones that they introduced was Fisto. And I was like, Fisto? Really?
Like, wow. You going there? Like, okay, great. Excellent.
And I think Mossman, they announced Mossman the other day. So yeah, they're still announcing characters. So I'm sure Merman and Orko are just right around the corner.
I mean, the news breaks, Jace. We'll be on top of it and we'll be doing a video.
The news breaks, we'll be there to fix it.
Absolutely. All right. Well, I think that wraps it up for the New Adventures of He-Man episode we did. I would like to thank you normally, Jason, but I won't because that episode was so damn horrible.
I agree, and I will be flaying myself shortly.
Excellent.
Nothing to do with this. I just do it for fun.
Can you tell the
only way I can feel any kind of emotion anymore?
It's time to tell the folks how they can flay themselves if they feel necessary. That's not a good segue. How can they help us?
Well, don't flay yourself. Just give us $5 and we'll go away. That's right. If you want to, please donate to this show and keep us going. Visit the YouTube channel link below in our video description. And you can go to our Patreon and give us some money, or you can go to and become a a YouTube member and give us money there as well. And I don't know, if you give us more money, I'll make this guy watch every single episode of the New Adventures of He-Man, and you can just laugh at our misery.
Oh, I will happily suffer for money. How I met my wife. All right, let's end it. Well, that has been happy birthday, Alan, because
the
that has
power.
been.
Oh, hold on, I have to do it like this now. The power of Jayskull.